Yo guys, Jen here bringing you more Marvel Rivals content. In today's video, I'll be bringing you the full Squirrel Girl guide following the latest update, breaking down all of her abilities, including her team up, and addressing both her strengths and weaknesses. This is episode 46 of my Hero Series guides with all of the previous episodes on my channel. And on that note, let's get right into it. So first things first, Squirrel Girl is a great ranged hero in Marvel Rivals, a duelist who is an expert at dealing constant damage from range, a long-range DPS with great mobility and AoE from her splash damage output using all of her abilities in mainly her primary. With the base health of 275 and a movement speed of 6 meters per second, she is fairly squishy as a duelist, but sure makes up for it with that aggressive playstyle and constant barrage of damage output both from range and also close quarters, as well as crowd control abilities, which we'll get into. So her primary attack is known as the Burst A is a slingshot which launches large arcing projectiles that then explode on contact or after bouncing twice, dealing high AoE damage area of effect up to 100 damage per shot with splash damage. With the ability to bounce her shots off of walls and terrain, this makes her a master of indirect fire, hitting enemies from a safe distance without needing clear lines of sight and precision, unlike snipers such as Hawkeye or Black Widow where she has the advantage. This also has a 12 ammo count and a fire rate of 1.5 per second, so you can see this is pretty ridiculous in literally the most casual players' hands as well as skilled players' hands. Her secondary fire by pressing L2 activates the Squirrel Blockade. Now this launches a projectile that imprisons a target up to 1.5 seconds when it's fully charged and deals 50 damage when imprisoning an enemy, which makes it a very powerful crowd control tool that sets up kills from afar, especially when comboed with her primary fire or also utilizing teammates, and has an 8-second cooldown. Now this ability is really strong for both, like I said, immobilizing enemies, stopping them from using their abilities, and also setting up for easy hits using your primary attack. And combined with her mobility, using the tail bounce by pressing L1 allows her to leap 8 meters, getting and maintaining that distance or escaping dive attempts, reinforcing her range playstyle and also adding to her survivability, which also has an 8-second cooldown. Now in addition to these abilities, by pressing R1, the Mammal Bond allows her to reload her burst acorns and use an ability without cooldowns once in a short duration of 5 seconds, and the cooldown of this ability is 15 seconds. So effectively, you are able to then use the reload of effectively regaining the abilities back, whether it's the L2 or the tail bounce. So you can effectively get 2 L2 abilities to freeze 2 different enemies by simply just pressing L2, press R1, and then press L2 again, and you can literally hit 2 targets, freeze them both, and leave them susceptible for both you and your teammates to deal damage. Or of course, you can use it to tail bounce twice, getting to even higher ground, or just utilizing it to get to safety. Whatever it may be, you can see it really adds to the mobility of this character and really where it influences the skill gap in my opinion, because this allows her to both stay alive and also regroup with her teammates whilst also leveraging high ground off angles and also, just like I said, improving that damage output from greater distances or adding to her survivability. Now as for the ultimate ability, the Unbeatable Squirrel Tsunami is one of the most brain dead but yet effective ultimates in the entire game. I can't stand it personally, but as this is a guide, we will discuss what this thing actually does. She can summon a horde of squirrels that can charge forward, dealing damage while bouncing against structures with a length of 3 meters, a width of 5, and a height of 1.75. It deals 150 damage per hit, so it's nuts. The ult has a 300 health, which is pretty squishy, but as it moves 9 meters per second, it's actually quite hard to hit and makes it a deadly combo for both dealing damage and also due to the speed. And the squirrels will also rush towards the nearest enemy instead of bouncing off walls randomly, with it only costing 2,800 energy, which makes it one of the fastest and cheapest ultimates in the entire game to earn, which also adds to the fact that why it's brain dead, because it's so simple to use but so effective and cheap to cost. In summary, I'd say Squirrel Girl's Burst Acorn and ultimate makes her one of the easiest DPS and playstyles in the entire game, and her ability to spam explosives with the likes of the Mammal Bond, the R1, doubling up her ability for the likes of Blockade, really influences her effectiveness for crowd control, constant damage, as well as mobility, and easy to use playstyle for both new and also casual players. And that's pretty much it in itself, guys. If you have enjoyed the video, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you have any comments or thoughts about playing as Squirrel Girl or any cool clips that you want to share, please feel free to let me know down below in the comments and I'll get right back to you. I'm Jen. Hope you enjoyed the short but yet easy to follow guide, and I'll see you in the next one.